Okay, so we've got 3 examples of writing here that each involve a lot of equal signs. And before I analyze these 3 particular problems, let's talk about how you might actually interpret a lot of equal signs in a math sentence. For example, here's a long math sentence. A equals B equals C equals D equals 4, period. Now what I just said out loud there didn't sound very good. A equals B equals C equals D equals 4. That's not a very stylish sentence. What's really saying, if I think about how to make this a proper English sentence, is the number A, whatever it is, equals the number B, whatever that is, which equals the number C, which equals the number D, which happens to equal 4. In which case, I'm really thinking of equals, which equals, which equals, which equals 4. So maybe think of the word which equals when you start doing more and more equal signs. And in fact, this is a great big long compound sentence that would be true if it happens to be the case that A is the number 4, B is the number 4, C is the number 4, and D is the number 4. That would be the solution to that equation. In which case it would say 4 equals 4, which does equal 4, which happens to equal 4, which indeed is 4. Whoa, okay. So be very careful about strings of equal signs. They have to say what you really want them to say. And I have a feeling some of these questions we've got in front of us aren't saying what the student meant to write. For example, this first one, question 1. What's really being said here is 2 times a number equals 10, which equals the number, which equals 5. So this equals this equals this equals this. Now within that string, a great big long string, at some point this sentence is really saying that 10 equals 5. So I don't know what the rest of the sentence is doing, but right there, that's not true. This whole sentence is false. What's written on the board right there cannot be a true sentence no matter what. It's not what I think the student meant to write. I think the student was playing with this equation 2x equals 10 and realized if I halved everything, I'd get an equivalent sentence which has the same truth values as the original sentence, and maybe want to stop there because now I've got an equation, x equals 5, which is obviously true only when x is 5. So instead of writing out, and the solution to this final equation is x must have the value 5, we usually stop there and just say x equals 5. Okay, so I think we had one too many equal signs there. The second example, how's this one read? 2/8 equals 1/4, which equals 0.25. Well, that sounds great. I agree with that. That's good. I think it's what you meant to write, makes perfectly good sense, and it's true. This final one. So it looks like a student here is doing more complicated algebra, so lines and lines of algebra going from one line to the next, and kept writing equal signs from one line to the next. Because look what's actually now being said on this board. 2 times quantity x minus 2 equals x plus 1, which equals 2x minus 4, which happens to equal x plus 1, which happens to equal x, which happens to equal 5. So basically, there's one great big, really long compound sentence with everything equaling everything else. And I can tell you right now we've got some troubles because apparently we've got some number, whatever you think of, plus 1 equals the original number. So x plus 1 equals x. That will never be true. That's not going to happen. In which case, whatever's going on here can never give me a truth in mathematics. And I don't think the student meant to write that. I think the student really meant to go from one equation to the next, one mathematical sentence to the next, not have these initial equal signs. Really saying, this equation here, this mathematical sentence here is logically equivalent to this mathematical sentence here. And this mathematical sentence here is logically equivalent to this mathematical sentence here. So all the solutions to this final sentence will be the same as all the solutions to the original sentence. And I can easily see what the solutions are to x equals 5. That equation is only true if x is actually 5. So I won't bother writing the final sentence in words. I'll stop there. But each of these are sentences, maybe they need a period. Great. Maybe that needs a period too. All right, great, and that's it. So just be careful with strings of equal signs. It's very tempting to just write loads of equal signs everywhere. Be careful what they're actually saying and make sure they're saying what you mean them to say. Math is a language. Here it is. Tricky stuff.